All right, guys. JoJo on the radio in the studio. I love this girl. I've known her forever. I think you're so Bea Miller. What's up, Bea?
Not much. Just hanging.
We're just talking tattoo. Bea Miller talking tattoo. You've gone gangsta with the tattoos on your fingers now.
Yep, I got finger tattoos.
What were you saying about now the music career has to
now the music career has to work out because I'm not good at makeup, so I don't think I'd be great at covering them up. So if I needed to do an actual job, 9 to 5 type of thing, they'd be like, sorry, you can't come. You know what I mean? So I haven't told my mom that I got these. I don't know if she would be upset.
Well, she knows you have the other tats.
She knows I have the other ones, but those are in places I can cover them. And then yesterday I just totally committed. And I was like, all right, about to just do it. So now the singing has to work out, or I'm just gonna be a janitor.
In your defense, though, there's that, But you could, makeup. I know makeup's a painful thing,
thin,
but you can
They're
do
tiny. They're not like these big, huge things that are going to be terrible to cover up. But I don't know.
Well, she's got tats on her fingers now. Just a handful of tats. You got a new tat on your left bicep, couple of little tree things.
Yeah.
You got the heart and the brain on your
back of the right arm.
How many? Why are? Let me ask you. Why are tattoos addicting?
I think that it's cool to show complete strangers things about yourself. Obviously, when I pass by strangers and they have tattoos, sometimes I'll notice certain ones and be like, oh, now I know about this person. For example, you have Jack Skellington on your arm. If I didn't know you and I just walked past you, I'd be like, I could just assume that you are into Nightmare Before Christmas.
Exactly.
I just know that about you. That's new information about someone I will never have a conversation with my whole life, potentially, which is cool. And you get to keep things that are important to you on your body forever. It's almost like a timeline too of your emotions. One day I was feeling, I really wanted to get this one tattoo because of this situation that I was in, because of these circumstances. So I just got it. And it's now I can look at this and be like, okay, I was 18 when I got this on my 18th birthday with my mom, whatever. If
that's a cool story, by the way.
Yeah, thanks.
So her mom basically wrote, in her handwriting on your arm, and you basically wrote on her arm.
In my hand, yeah. We each got tattoos of the same lyrics from Good Night by the Beatles that she used to sing to me when I couldn't fall asleep when I was a kid. That's one of my fondest memories of my mom. So we both got a lyric, Dream Sweet Dreams, from that song in each other's handwriting on our arms on my birthday.
Was it were there other spots in the body? Were you and your mom debating on doing is it either arm or tramp stamp? And you went with the arm.
Yeah, right? Yeah. My mom was the one who's really advocating for tramp stamp. She was like, come on, that is so much cooler, B. And I was like, I don't know, Mom, you just settle down a little bit.
Simmer down,
I don't know if your girlfriend's going to be super happy about that, Kimmy.
All right, well, yeah, Bea Miller's hanging out all tatted up. Okay, these are EPs. Are they albums or EPs?
I don't think I'm supposed to call them EPs. I might get in trouble, but technically they kind of are. Essentially, they're chapters.
Which I like that. Let's go with that.
They're chapters. We're calling them Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3. So Chapter 1 is blue, Chapter 2 is red, Chapter 3 is yellow, and then the 4th chapter is actually the completion of the book. Okay. Kind of thing.
So Chapter 1, blue, is out right now.
Yes.
And just to jump on blue, which is out, blue represents an emotion.
So this is I'll try to condense this story for you. But essentially, I see colors. I see music in color. When I'm listening to certain songs and I'm feeling certain emotions, I see certain colors. And I feel not only that, but I feel most people, if not all people, associate certain emotions with certain colors, and similar emotions with certain colors. So I feel if I say that something is blue, people associate sadness with that, or something is red. It's it can be more of an anxious color or an angry color. It could even be kind of an empowering color. And yellow is more at least this is what I feel. But yellow is calming and a little happier and brighter. And also those are the 3 primary colors. And I wanted to find a way to dig deeper into the music and kind of say that each chapter represents a different emotion and a different experience.
Right.
I wanted to match the colors with that and kind of say that in order to be the best version of yourself, you have to experience different emotions, whether or not they're good or bad. And in order to create any color in the entire spectrum, you have to you can create those out of blue, red, and yellow. So kind of representing these are 3 very major emotions in being a human being, and then these are the 3 colors that you use to create all the other colors.
I kind of like this. I don't know.
You kind of do, but not fully.
No, it's so. I'm gonna. No, I'm not. No, seriously, it's like I don't know. It's very unique. I don't think I've had anybody come in and do this approach to releasing music. I think it's kind of a cool. I don't know. It's something I haven't seen before.
Yeah, I wanted to do that too. I wanted to, and also as a fan of music, I don't like that most of the artists I like will release 12 songs every 1 or 2 years, and then I just don't hear from them again. And I don't feel like I can relate to them as much as I want to because I'm not being constantly updated, like, lyrically with what's going on in their life. I'm listening to songs from a year ago and trying to kind of associate that with how I feel and how they feel, even though they don't feel that way anymore necessarily. I don't know. I wanted to release music in a way where my fans can listen to it and be constantly updated and feel like they're experiencing things with me rather than on their own.
All right, let's focus on the song. Song Like You, which is from Chapter 1, Blue, which is out now. Song Like You. Give backstory on the song.
So, I wrote a song like you in November of 2015, or somewhere around there, November, December, and it's a little over a year ago now, and I had been writing for like 2 months, maybe a month and a half before I wrote this song, and most of the time I wrote in LA, but for this week I was actually home and I was in New York, and I was writing with this guy named Ito, and we were doing a week together, and I think it was the second day of this week. I woke up that morning, and all of a sudden, like, everything hit me at once, and I started to feel like I made a realization that somebody in my life was not necessarily good for me, and for a long time I had kind of been repressing that thought, because it's really hard when someone that you care about is not necessarily doing great things for you, and you're not doing great things for them. It's really hard to, like, make that realization and recognize it and then take action upon it, because it's sad. Like, you don't want to not have this person with you anymore. And I just woke up that morning and I was like, oh my gosh. And I finally kind of recognized it and allowed myself to see that. And I was sitting on the train on my way to Brooklyn from New Jersey, and I had my notebook in my lap, and I just started writing all these metaphors for things that are either good that get masked by something bad, or something that is bad that gets coded in something good to hide how bad it is, kind of both sides of that. And I was just writing down metaphors like, a wave that becomes a hurricane, or a lullaby drowned out by a baby's crying. So, like, it's almost even pointless to be singing that in the first place. So I just started writing down all these things, and I wrote pretty much all the lyrics for a song like you just on the train. And then I brought it into the studio that day when I arrived, and I was like, Ito, like, oh my God, this is the song. Like, this is the song that I've been waiting to, like, I've just, all this inspiration hit me at once today. And we wrote the song relatively quickly that day, and after that, like, not only is it the first song that I released in this entire cycle of music, but it's like the first song I wrote that, like, started it all.
Wow.
It's the very beginning.
None of my business, but now that that's the backstory of the song, I assume you have played this track to this person.
Yeah, they definitely heard it. That was a little bit of an awkward time, but I mean, it's okay. Whatever. Like,
hey, do what you got to do.
I mean, if someone wanted to write a song about how I did something that was not great, I would be like, I mean, you're right. Good point. I shouldn't have done that. I feel like don't do things to a writer that are not great if you're not trying to have them write about it. You know what I mean?
I'm 100%.
You can't piss off a writer. You just can't.
You're up and coming, and big things are happening. I mean, not to sound like an agent. Big things are coming, big. But like, just the future is so bright for you. So there's that. Except for your trip to Coachella, because this is a hot mess.
Yes, such a mess.
Let me just say what you told me earlier. Then I want you to just let's just figure you're planning a trip. You and your friends are planning a trip to Coachella.
Yes.
And turns out that how many of total?
I think at this point there are like probably 8 to 10 of us trying to all go as a group.
But two people. There's two people that decided to organize this trip and the place you're going to stay.
Yes.
Turns out these two people that are organizing are roommates.
Yes.
So you think they could
college roommates.
Yeah,
yes.
they would, and they currently live together right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You would think they could work out,
some
basic,
very simple
minimal
details.
things. Well, these two people that are roommates that are organizing this trip to Coachella for the whole crew have both booked separate places to stay, and now it's a big argument. Where do we stay at? So come on.
Okay, so essentially in the beginning, like a month ago, when we were all planning the fact that we were going to go to Coachella like the same weekend together, we were like, okay, we should all just pool our money and stay together in a bigger place rather than all trying to get our own rooms, because that's probably going to end up being more expensive with less space. It didn't make any sense.
I agree.
Let's all just stay together.
I'm going to be I'm going to figure this out. I agree on that.
Okay, you're going to write it down. You're going to like figure out the details, figure out my solution. Okay.
Yep, okay.
So we were like, let's just get a big house, and if we all pitch in a certain amount of money, then we'll be able to afford it for the weekend. It'll be fine. And we were like, if we book it far enough in advance, and it won't be as expensive if we book it like a week beforehand. So we were going to do it, and then for some reason, nobody could actually like figure out what the plan was. And then all of a sudden I get a call yesterday from one of my friends that's like, okay, new plan. We're getting 2 big suites in a hotel.
Writing this down.
Like,
2 big suites.
2 big suites that
This is
like
A.
have a door that combines them, so you could open them and we could all like it's like one big room type of thing.
All right.
And
So plan A.
yeah,
2 big suites.
right.
Huge
Saying that we're
suites.
all going to pool our money for that, and I thought that meant that him and my other friend had talked and made that decision together.
I would assume that too.
Then after I said, okay, cool, like I'll follow that plan. I'll put my money in towards that, whatever. I get a call an hour later from my other friend who's like, yeah, so apparently we're trying to have a new plan that I'm not a part of, and I'm still trying to get the house. Like, I'm trying to have my own room, my own space, my own whatever. And I'm pretty sure the house is going to be more expensive now because I'm pretty sure everyone's trying to do the hotel rooms now. And originally, if we all did the houses, we would be paying less money. But now, because it's like split, now it's like going to be more expensive to stay in either one. You know what I mean? Because there are less people in each place, so there's less.
So you guys need to all get together
Yes.
on one or the other.
And I feel like we should all still try to stay in one spot, but nobody's listening to me, and I don't know what to do now because I have to choose between 2 of my best friends, and I like don't want to piss off one or
All right.
the
So
other.
you mentioned the name to me, Tony, earlier.
Yes,
Which one is
my friend
Tony? Wants the house.
Tony wants the house.
All
My
right.
friend Devin wants the hotel room.
Devin wants. Okay.
So now I don't know what to do.
All right.
What's
so,
your advice here?
All right. The 2 big suites. Do we all get a room, or are we just sharing rooms, or like what
I
are
think
the
there are
advantages?
2 bedrooms in each suite, which would probably be 4 beds. But maybe there are 2 beds in each bedroom. So I don't know the situation. But at the same time, I'm not the kind of person who's like, I need my own room, my own space.
You don't
Like,
care.
I like my friends.
What
I
about
want to
the
hang
house?
out with them.
What about the house? The house, how many
We
bedrooms?
don't know.
All right.
We don't know.
All right. So okay, and roughly money is roughly is probably comparable.
It's gonna be less to be in the suites actually.
Less to be in the suites.
Yes.
And the suites, any other amenities like pool versus the house?
Pool, there's room service. There are probably robes and slippers in the closets.
Robes.
Obviously, an important
I like
thing. Balconies. It's also the hotel is closer to Coachella than the house.
And what are the advantages of the house?
I don't know. I don't think there are
All right.
any. Not making my friend Tony
All
be
right.
mad at me.
We love Tony.
We love Tony. He's the best.
All right. Tony's a great guy. So we don't want him to lose face totally in this because he didn't want to be he don't want to look like
and
a
Tony
douche.
is actually the one who's still following the original plan. You know what I mean? Like
Got it.
he is still trying to follow the original plan that we made of getting a house.
So we
know?
so we love Tony, but we want Tony on board with the suites
With the suites. Or we need everyone who's on board with the suites to say, never mind, let's just do the house. We're trying to get everyone to do one thing.
Okay,
but-
well, I'm going to make a decision here.
Okay.
We're going to go with the suites.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
We're going to go with the 2 big suites because you have there's something I don't know, a couple of bedrooms there, maybe multiple beds, whatever.
Yeah.
Pool, robes, room service.
Yeah.
It's closer. Money
Less expensive,
less,
essentially.
probably not a ton less.
Not
but
a ton less, but still less.
all right, and does Tony want his own room? Because I have the suspicion Tony wants to have some shenanigans in his own room.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
But-
we don't know what he's up to
But
in
we
his
can
free
work.
time.
But we can work that out with the suite. You can have like
Yeah, like
hang
we
a
can say,
hat,
like, okay,
you know.
yeah, like just put something on the
Old
door.
college
that's-
rules,
Yeah,
yeah.
if you're like trying to meet some girl at Coachella, like, we got you, just let us know.
So Tony.
Yeah.
If that happens to go down, we'll set the college rules up. A hat, a candle,
Yes.
whatever you pick. I don't care.
Something.
We're going with the suite.
Yeah.
And-
Okay,
but
good.
we're happy.
Decision
But
made.
Tony, we're going to give Tony a lot of love, and and Tony doesn't have to. Maybe Tony doesn't have to drive. Everybody that's his
Yeah,
one
yeah.
thing. Tony gets a little benefit
Right.
for bending the. Okay, Tony, sweets. Congrats. All right. There
Okay, we did it. We
All right, there we
we
go.
solved the problem. Thanks, JoJo. I really needed help. I didn't know what to do there, you
I'm
know?
glad I could help. All right, hey, B, thank you for hanging out.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Fist bump to make it official.
Of course.
Bam.